Hello, hello, hello. I can say good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock right on the dot. So I'll just go and find this on my phone to make sure I'm live. If you are joining us live today, hi, it's Melinda from Scrapbooking How are you going today? Just finding this on my phone to make sure it's working. So if you are popping on to say hello, pop a comment in to say hi so I know I'm not sitting here talking to myself. Can't find myself on my phone. Bunnies, that is not very helpful, thank you. We'll have to put up with some background noise to do. Where is it? Here it is. We are live. I'm having computer issues all day. Lately it's just ridiculous. So I'll just wait a minute or so people can pop on and find us because I know there is a bit of a delay. I apologise for a bit of the background noise. My daughter's bunnies have decided it's time to shred their box. Just as I put a live on. Someone started a lawnmower just as I was going to go live before. It's like, really? I shouldn't plan things because things just happen. Just rustling around some paperwork. Because we're going to draw some winners of our Craft Alive competition that we had probably 2 weeks ago now. That's terrible, isn't it? I haven't gone on it and drawn it. So do pop a comment in if you are here watching us. Hi Tabitha, how you going? Popping on to do a bit of paperwork, not paperwork today. I've got lots of paperwork to do. We're going to draw some winners for our Craft Alive competition that I held whenever Craft Alive was. The last few weeks have mushed together. It's terrible. I'm very tired today. I was up till 5 a.m. cutting laser sheets this morning. Well, we may as well get started. You can always catch this on replay as well. So to start with, a little update. If you've been on our website lately, you would have noticed a lot of products have gone out of stock and a lot of products have disappeared. That is because my 12-year-old laser machine needs to go in for repairs / new parts. Hopefully just the repair, because the new parts cost me a fortune. So it's been playing up and I've decided to put it in for servicing / maintenance next week because putting it in at the end of this year is going to be better for all the events and stuff I do. You're tired too, Tabitha. Oh, I think I'm always tired. Alexis was running around playing with the bunnies at 8:30 this morning and yelling at me, and I was in bed, and I was just, after getting to bed at 5 a.m, I was not getting up at 8. So all of our stock on the website is what I've got. That's what I spent last weekend doing. Yay. So everything we've got on the website is what we've got on hand, pre-cut, ready to go. We are building up a stock of pre-cut, ready to go stuff. So everything you order from now until I make an announcement to say my laser machine is back, up and running, is all pre-cut and ready to go. So that does mean our personalised baubles for Christmas have been put on hold for a little bit. Hoping I might be able to bring my machine home on Tuesday when we do take it down to Melbourne, but if it needs a part, we do have to source that from America. And with COVID and lack of flights coming into Australia, God knows how long that'll take. So I'm sort of prepared the website for the worst, so not having my machine for a few weeks, but it's easy enough to put everything back in stock and make everything appear again when I get my laser machine back up and running. It is 12 years old, so it's coming into its teenage years. So as you know, all teenagers can be interesting. So without further ado, I'm just going to push this up. I have a bit of play with my stamps and stencils and show you something in a minute. I'm going to bring in our names for our competition. So when I did Craft Alive last week, no, it wasn't last week, the week before, I don't know when I did Craft Alive. When we did the week-long Christmas event, that was very, very tiresome and stressful. I put up a question every day, and you got to enter the competition and win a $15 gift voucher. Now, the reason I delayed drawing this is because I didn't want to draw the vouchers and then have you go on the website and buy stuff you couldn't get. So I sort of delayed this a bit, method in my madness there. It is madness lately. So without further ado, I'm just finding random.org on my phone. I didn't get organised before I pressed live. I thought I was organised. So thank you everyone that ordered us through Craft Alive. All your orders, that is not what I want. Phone, come on. Thank you for everyone that ordered through the Christmas Craft Alive promotion. All the orders have left. My machine had a big hissy fit doing the last couple of personalised baubles, and I thought it has decided to die completely, but it decided it was too hot to work in the hot weather. So then it cooled down a bit and I was able to finish the job. So it's been one of those couple of weeks. So without further ado, let's draw some winners. So we've got 7 winners to draw. So this will be fun. So I've gone through and marked down, I've got a blank bit of paper, that's always handy. So we've got Monday, we've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday to draw. So bear with us while we go through this, and I will go and issue these vouchers straight after I finish this live, and then you'll be able to purchase. If you want to go on straight away and spend your voucher, you can, because we've got stock on hand on the website. You can buy straight away. The vouchers don't have an expiry date, so if you want to wait a month or two to spend your vouchers, that's completely fine as well. Oh, excuse me. I was hurriedly eating lunch and it's not sitting well. So yeah, the vouchers don't expire, so if you want to wait until the machine is back up and running and there's a bit more of a variety on the site, there's loads and loads on the site anyway, and I do have some more stuff to load in the next couple of weeks of pre-cut stuff I've got hanging around. So the vouchers won't have an expiry date. You can spend them at your leisure. You can spend them next time we have a sale, which I don't know whether we'll be having another sale between now and the end of the year. It just depends on what the laser machine company tell me on Tuesday when I take my machine down. We might be having a big sale if it's a big expensive card I've got to put in it. Without further ado, let's go and draw our winners for Monday. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I should have numbered these. So we've got 20. So we've got. I'm just going to do random.org on my phone. And it's going to be hilarious if we get winners that win every day, but it is all random, so it's funny. We had that a couple of months ago. We had gave away 4 vouchers and 2 people won them. It's just the luck of the draw. So we're going to go number 1 to generate. And bunnies, you are being not helpful. You're being very loud. They're not going to listen to me. They don't listen to me. Alexis keeps saying I have to be positive to the bunnies. Yeah, they're positively annoying. Okay, number 14. So we've counted down our list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Tina. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, I did. 14. So 14 down our list. Congratulations, Tina Steinberg. You've won a $15 gift voucher to our website. I will message you all codes for the website after this live finishes. So that was Monday's voucher. Let's go to Tuesday. So Tuesday we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. So you could enter every day. So you had 7 chances to win a voucher. Plus, there was also some more chances to win through Craft Alive and through Paperific Prize Patrol as well. So we're going to go 6 this time. Generate a number. Number 2. Who is number 2? Can you see who number 2 is? Tabitha. Number 2 is actually Tabitha, and Tabitha's live on with us today. Congratulations, Tabitha. You've won another $15 gift voucher. I'll be sending your code soon. Just means you get to go shopping again. Yay! Okay, now Wednesday we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It should have been handy if I actually numbered these when I wrote the names down. But I wasn't that smart. Okay, so Wednesday we've got 10. So we'll just go generate. Generate? No, what am I doing wrong? Oh, there we go. Number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kathy Lawrence. Congratulations. Kathy, you've won a $15 gift voucher. My phone is buzzing at me for some reason. Okay, so that's, no, we're back to Monday. What are we up to? Thursday. I'm a bit tired today. I don't even know what day of the week it is. Hopefully it's Thursday. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on Thursday. Let's see who wins again Thursday. It's fun drawing these winners. It's like lotto. Generate. So we've got number 1 to 7. We've got number 1. Really? That's funny. That's the same person that just won the last voucher. That is hilariously funny. Kathy Lawrence, congratulations. You have won a second voucher. See, this is totally random. This is just so funny. I couldn't do this, couldn't script this if I tried. It's just the luck of the draw. That's why I do it by random.org, because it's just funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also got 7 on Friday. Kathy's name's not on this one, so she can't go 3 for 3. So we'll go generate. So we'll have a thanks. That will help me my next order. Your next big order. Yes, Tabitha. I've got a few things to put up in the next couple of weeks. I'm planning lots and designing lots. I just can't cut them because my machine's having hissy fits. So I'm only cutting what's absolutely necessary at the moment. So generate 1 to 7 for Friday's voucher. And we have... Did that work? I don't think I hit that properly. We'll go again. Number 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Congratulations, Elizabeth Davey. You have won a $15 voucher. We have got 2 to go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wouldn't it be funny if Tabitha won again? Ha ha ha. You never know. That's funny. Generate. Hang on. Generate. It's thinking. Number 7. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fiona Gaines. Congratulations. You have won our Saturday voucher. And lucky last is Sunday. And then we'll get into doing some fun playing of stuff. So on Sunday we had 5 people. Next time, Melinda, we are going to number them. So let's go 1 to 5. And let's go generate. It's thinking. Number 2. Congratulations, Elizabeth Davey. And I've just seen you won on Friday as well. That's just funny. It did that last time too. So Elizabeth Davey, you've won 2 vouchers. Kathy Lawrence has won 2 vouchers. Tabitha won 1, and there's another winner somewhere. And Tina won another one. Don't you love random.org? Oh, and Fiona won another one. So I will message all of you lovely ladies after the event. There might be more sneaky chances to win on our web Facebook page and website. Tabitha, you wish. Oh, it's funny how names come up. So there might be some more sneaky giveaways on Facebook or on our YouTube channel when I get organised to do stuff on that. You never know, so keep your eyes peeled. You never know what I do. I should come on and do a live at 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm up cutting laser shapes. That would be funny, wouldn't it? So today I thought I'd just do a quick demo on our foam stamps and stencils, and we're going to make a few embellishments to then use on our projects. So I like to have sort of pre-made embellishments to use. This stamp set has sort of inspired me for what I'm going to do today. So this one's a new one I haven't even cracked into yet. But I do like the black and white stems and sort of the sketchiness of the flowers. And I find if I had pre-made embellishments sitting in a pile from my stamps, from my stencils, and from my jelly plate, I'm more inclined to use them than going, oh, I want to use a leaf. I have to go find my stamp. I have to go find my ink. So I thought we would have a play around and make some cute embellishments with... Hi, Faye Marie. How you going? So just going to play around with, what are we going to do first? We are going to stamp with some ink first, and then we'll give these a few minutes to dry while we do some stenciling, and then we'll come back and embellish these ones. So I've just got some archival ink here. So I just want them to be fairly light. So I'm just going to dab it on top of my foam stamp. And then we're just going to do some hand doodling over the top. I was going to do an art journal page today, but seriously, my brain just doesn't want to think. So this is often what I do when my brain doesn't want to think. I will sit there and make embellishments I started designing cards for a video last night, only forgot the design part and actually made them. Oh, that's funny, Tabitha. I find, because I'm working weird hours with cutting with the laser machine, it's not liking the heat at the moment. So I start cutting about 10 p.m. at night, and this morning I gave up at 5 a.m. And I'm doing that a lot, and then I'm just tired. I do that 2 or 3 days in a row, and I'm just exhausted because I still have to get up and be a mother and be awake for all those other things. So just holding the stamp down for a few seconds to make sure the ink contacts. I might have to do a couple. I'm not looking for a perfect stamp image. I'm just looking for the outline that then I can go and embellish around. That looks cool. That is going to look really good. I like how it's all speckled in. So I'm just going to stamp a couple of these. And then while these are off drying, we're going to use our stencil for doing some hand doodling as well, making some unique little embellishments. I'm loving these foam stamps at the moment that I designed and released last month. I've been using them on just about everything. Let's stamp one more on here, because we can just fill up the page. The reason I'm using an archival ink, I could certainly use a Tim Holtz Distress ink or an oxide or any sort of ink, but because these are going in my art journal, I may want to put more liquid medias over the liquid things over the top. Liquid things. Yeah, it's that kind of day today. Liquid adhesives and things over the top. Sounds like you, Ruth. So I do want to use the archival ink, and all my pens are archival. I've got a Uniball. This one's a really fine one. Uniball iMicro from Officeworks. I've got a Posca paint pen, a white pen. We're going to do some on black in a minute, and this is a permanent pen from Kmart, one of their texture things. So I'm not worried that it's not stamped completely. If I wanted a complete stamp, I would do paint, but they're going to look really cool. We're just going to set that aside to dry for a minute. We're going to do the same sort of thing. So whether you have a foam stamp or a stencil, you can still do this design. What I'm going to do is, so when you purchase the stencils, you also get the mask, the bit that's cut out of it. So you can do this with either the stencil or the mask. I only could find my stencil at the moment. I'm still in a huge mess after haven't cleaned up after doing all the demos for the Christmas Craft Alive show. So I just want to do a basic outline around the stencil. Doesn't have to be perfect. If it's a bit wobbly, we're going to make it all wobbly in a minute anyway. So don't worry, you're not looking for perfection. When I'm making handmade embellishments like this, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for sort of artiness or sort of uniqueness, and everyone will be unique because we're going to do something different to them all. So we've got our basic shape. Now what I want to do is sort of sketch around and add a few more lines. I'm going to do it to half it. Actually, we might zoom in a bit. Hang on, I'll see if I can zoom in. Where's my camera? There we go. Hang on, put it back to the screen so I can see comments. So I'm just going to do half, and I'm just going to follow the lines around. Going over the lines doesn't matter if I'm not perfect. And I'll show you either side. That's hard to see over the top of my hand. Now, if you look at this, if you're going to use this as an embellishment of just one straight line, it doesn't look as, I suppose, visually appealing, I can't even talk today, as sort of the scribbly lines. So the scribbly lines add another layer to it. So I'm just going to scribble on this side. And this is a waterproof pen, so if I go and glue this into my art journal with like Mod Podge or Matte Gel Medium, whoops, a bit too wobbly there, but that's all right. It will, the pen won't run, or the pen marks won't run. That's what I'm going to do. So what I want to do is just come up on the stem, and we're going to mimic what I've seen on this one and do some black and white sort of checky lines. So I'm just going to do some dividers with my small pen and then pick up my bigger pen. Now, I apologise if my head comes in the way. For anyone that's new and doesn't know me a lot, I do have low vision. I'm not even allowed to drive a car, which lately is really annoying me due to COVID, but usually it doesn't annoy me. So sometimes my head gets in the way when I'm doing close stuff. So now I just want to add a couple of petals sort of randomly with the same black. Sorry, I'm trying to stay in camera. With the same sort of black line. So if I do it somewhere on the leaf, I want to do it in some other places as well. What I'll often do is I've got a sketchbook of just like white, probably about 150 GSM paper. And at home, I will sit there and outline a lot of leaves, and that little sketchbook sits in my handbag. And pre-COVID, when I did leave the house a lot more often, I would be waiting for my daughter, always at school pickup, always at the doctor's, always somewhere. So I would grab out my little sketchbook and just do in the details. So you can sit down and do these wherever you like. Now, I'm wondering if it needs a little bit more. Let's do another one down here. I may do too many in a minute. So I'm going to do one on there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need another one. Let's go down here. So I'll do them in odd numbers. I apologise if my voice gets a bit croaky when I am tired and have lack of sleep. I don't know, for some reason my voice likes to disappear. Maybe it's too much yelling at the bunnies. Oh, they've been terrors last night running around my house. We let them out every day for a run. Like, they live in a fairly big cage. At the moment, they're in the run in the back of the lounge room. And then in the summer, they have to go in my daughter's bedroom because she has the only place that has air conditioning in the house. So that we have to let them out for a run to exercise them, and they were running around like silly peoples last night. I'm going to do another one down here. And knowing when to stop doing this is something to learn as well, and you can make them all different and unique. So when you cut these out, you can either cut them out, and I'll cut this one out and show you. You can either cut it out with a little border, or you can cut it out with scissors with, I'll do one side of each and then I can always turn it up. So they're quite easy shapes to cut out. So I can either go in and leave a couple of mil border around the edge, which will give you another. Oh, excuse me, that lunch is not. It'll teach me to have a milkshake for lunch and nothing, nothing substantial. It doesn't want to sit right. I set my alarm this morning after going to bed at 5 AM with cutting laser shapes, but I didn't get up when I should have, and I was running late. So let me just cut this the other side. So you can either cut them out really close to the lines, so you don't have any white border. But I sometimes tend to like a bit of a white border around the shape, and it just breaks it up from your page and gives it a bit of definition. I'm just going to cut this one quite close, and it doesn't matter if you cut a bit into your leaf either. It's going to be quite sketchy. What I also tend to do with these, if I really like some I've made, I'll actually take them to my photocopier. I have a laser printer for work, like a laser photocopier / scanner thing, and I will take these to my photocopier and photocopy them and print them out, and then I can use them again and again. So as you can see, one side, I'll just go in here a bit. One side I've cut quite close, and I'll end up cutting all of it quite close, but I just wanted to show you the difference. Because sometimes the little border on your project will make it stand out more than just having, oops, I'm trying to see where I'm cutting and I can't see. I don't want to cut my finger. That would be bad. Okay, I'm just going to grab my art journal. So say we've got a background here in our art journal. So say we stick this on. See how with this side on that side, right side, it has a bit of a border, so it tends to stand out a bit more than this side that's cut straight on the line. So you can cut them in so many different ways, and that will look really cool. Oh, you can't see that on the coloured side, as in embellishment. So we could also go and do these as, instead of doing lines and dots, we could do like half circles. Let's do one with half circles, which will look really cool. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to trace around the stencil. I'm just being a fair bit slow to around the middle bits because it does move a bit because there's nothing sort of holding the side bits of the stencil together when we cut out the mask. You can certainly use the mask because you get both pieces when you order these stencils. I really enjoy making my own embellishments for my pages. Then I can sort of say I've made everything. Yes, I love to use stamped images like these ones by Art by Marlene or Delusions, but it's also fun to go in and do your own. So this time we are going to just do some scribbly half circles. Sorry, just trying to stay in shot because I have zoomed this in, and then we're just going to go around in the scribbly line. So you could do any sort of shape. I could bring in another stencil and lay it over the top and draw around another stencil design. I tend to not do that, but you certainly can put another stencil over the top. I like to do a lot of freehand doodling and freehand drawing, but if you're not confident in doing that, definitely grab another stencil and you can lay it over this design and trace around it. So this time we're just going to do dots. Doing this means you can actually change them, and say you've got a stamp like this, you only have that one image, but with a stencil or, with an acrylic stamp, you only have sort of that one image like these. I'm sort of limited to stamping that, but when I make my own, I can make them in any sort of design. So I'm just going to put some random dots and then I'm going to colour these in. I can't believe it's November already. It's like, where did the month go? It's gone very quickly this year. So just going to colour these in and you'll see it just transforms. And you don't have to be exact. Like if I have little bits of white missing, little bits of white showing, doesn't really bother me. If I wanted it exact, I'd go out and buy some stamps. And I can go in between these and some dots. Would look really cool. Maybe not. Oh no, it doesn't look that bad. Sounded like a good idea in my head. A lot of things sound like a good idea in my head when I go to put them on paper. They don't. Actually, I don't know whether I like those dots. That's right, this one can be a dotty one. If you do make some you don't like, you can just put them in the background. Don't use them as focal images on your page. It looks like he's got the measles. I find this sort of thing really sort of calming for me, and I find if I'm feeling really stressed or very anxious or having a bad day, sitting down and doing this sort of stuff, I don't know, it calms my mind. When when the colouring books for adults hit quite a few years ago, I looked at it and go, ugh, can't be bothered colouring. But I really admired some of the colouring books, and I've actually bought them and I redraw from them. And then I sit in and doodle and do things like that. So now we've got two different shapes, not liking that one with the dots. But you get the idea. You can change them around and make them so different. I do like this one. Yeah, I shouldn't have put the dots in the middle. That's all right. So let's come back. This one we used our stamp. So I wanted to show you with stamps and stencils. So this is the same product, it's just produced in a stamp or a stencil. So it's great to have both in your stash. The stencil is like $3. Excuse me, and you get the mask as well. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what the stamp is. Not expensive. I'm going to sneeze in a minute. So they're great in combination with each other because you can use them in so many ways. I apologise if I sneeze. It's obviously spring weather coming in. I was out doing some gardening the other day and obviously got pollen up my nose. So these ones, for anyone that's just joined us, we just put some archival ink on top of our stamp and stamped it down like you'd ink up any other, like you'd ink up a clear acrylic stamp. You can ink up the foam stamps. You can mount these onto a block, but I find they're about 1 centimetre thick or just shy of it, and they're thick enough that you can pick them up and stamp them. but I also like the ability to curl them as well. Now, if I stuck it on an acrylic block, it's stuck in the one spot, but when I stamp it, I can curl them around. Not so much this one, but this one curls really cool, and so do a couple of our straight long ones, and this one is another one of our stamps that curls a little. So you can sort of position it how you want. That's one thing you can't do with a stencil. You can't move this around, can't move the position of the petals around. Really struggling with words today. Note to self, can't come and do it live when I have had next to no sleep. Is a lot cooler today, so hopefully after this live I can go turn my laser machine on and it will run, so I can get the last few things done that I need to get done. As I said, I'm busy designing for upcoming releases, and when my laser machine is back up and running, it's going in for repairs for anyone that's just joined us. It's 12 years old, needs to go in for maintenance and repairs, and possibly a part from America, which God knows how long that'll take to get here. So on our website, you will notice some changes for the new ones that have just joined us. I have taken a lot of stuff off the website that we cut to order, and I put out of stock on a lot of other stuff. So everything that's showing in stock on the website should be in my boxes ready to ship out. If not, I will make another announcement soon and pop a note back up on the website when I get my machine back. It needs a part from America, possibly with COVID and limited flights. Your guess is as good as mine, basically. Actually, I like that leaf. That's really, really cool. Let's do some black on it, because I really like the black. I may be able to bring my machine home on Tuesday if it doesn't need a part. We'll see. But it's having hissy fits. It's 12 years old, and like any good teenager, it's starting to have hissy fits. Wow, Tabitha, 30 yesterday. We hit about 30, 31. I think yesterday, 30, 31. It was very humid, but the rest of the week, it's supposed to be, I think, high 20s. No, sorry, 20 will be the most. So it will be 18, 19, 20. So it's going to cool right down. And then next Tuesday, the day I go to Melbourne, it's supposed to heat up to about 30 again. So just following the line of the stencil around, and then just putting some, sort of dividing the line up and putting some scribbly cross hatches in. Trying to do it random, but now I've done both of those. Oh, I shouldn't try to talk and craft. So yes, it's going to heat up. We sometimes in Bendigo we'll have a few days between 35 and 40, but it's when you get a couple of days that are 40 in a row, my house does not cool down. I only have aircon in one room, which is my daughter's room and where the bunnies live. Wasn't I silly and did that room first? My laser machine, my office is going to get a aircon because of the laser machine. I don't know, things get spoiled in my house, but just not me. So just doing some black and white bits down the stem. Actually, I'm liking the look of that. Does it need some more? Yes, because every other petal but this one's done. So we do this one at the top. So you could do every petal like I've done this one. You can just do random petals like this one. I could make these all different colours. I could use my gel plate to stamp some of these out. These ones are in ink, but I could do them in paint as well. So you can use these stamps and stencils in a wide variety. Let's do this one like this one, but see if we can make it look better. This one, I don't know. It's growing on me. We'll see. It's quite cool here today. It was quite cool at 4 o'clock this morning. I think it dropped down to about 9 degrees. And I was up and I had to go find a jumper. It was silly. It's like that lately. We're getting a few days of really hot weather, and then we're getting like a week when it drops back, which is lovely, but you go from jumpers from aircon to heaters, which makes it a bit hard. Yeah, my kid in my photos sleeping in the lounge room with the aircon on. I didn't have to last summer. Last summer was our first summer in this house, and because we moved winter last year. So it was sort of our first time to experience, obviously, we were bought in our last house. It was a little 100-year-old cottage, and it was so cool. It was lovely. But yeah, as I said, my daughter's got the only aircon in the room, so I go visit her a lot during the day, pop into her bedroom, because she hibernates in her room in the summer, as all teenagers or pre-teenagers do. But I didn't have to go sleep in her room. I've got a ceiling fan that was sort of enough. I don't mind the heat if I'm in it. Like, if the house is hot, it's hot. I don't like going from air conditioning to heating. To air conditioning to heating. No. Start again. I don't like going from, like, air conditioning to hot to then air conditioning to hot. If I'm out in the hot weather, I don't mind it. It doesn't seem to affect me as much. If I don't have to go from air conditioning to heat. My daughter's excuse now is because we have the bunnies, I need my aircon on really, really, really cold. It's like, not that cold. She likes it to be a fridge in her room. She's terrible. Oh, I'm liking this one a bit better without the dots. Let's not put the dots on this. So this particular one, I'm just doing scribbly half circles over the ink, and this pen is going quite nicely over the ink. So I'm using waterproof ink or an archival ink, and I'm using a waterproof pen in case I want to use these in my art journal and I want to put any sort of more mixed media on top, or whether I want to stick them down flat with matte gel medium. None of this is going to run. So do be a bit careful. If you're using them as a top layer, you don't have to worry about doing archival things or waterproof things. If you're using them in the background or you don't know, it's best to go with archival stuff. We're just going to draw over this one. I'm having fun doing these. If I go ahead and use these in an art journal page, I will post on my Facebook page. I was going to do an art journal page today, but my head's just not. I'm very tired. My head's not with it. So I thought instead of coming on and making an absolute mess on my art journal page, which I'm prone to do when my head is not with it, I'll come on and make some embellishments. And I thought, how could I stuff up drawing around leaves? There's probably a way I could do it. I find the more sketchy the lines, the better, and going around it 2 or 3 times will make it look better than once, because one line, if you get it wrong, or you get it, not wrong, if you get it crooked, or if you do a bit wobbly, it doesn't look like, it can look wrong. That's the word I'm going for. But if you go over it a few times, it doesn't look bad. Let's do some stripes on here. This may be a big mistake. Probably. Not so bad. I do them, will I keep them consistent, or I do them all different ways? Might keep them consistent for this one. I meant all up the way. So you can certainly grab a stencil and stencil through a different design. I've seen Diane Reevely do that a lot, the lady that brings out all the delusion stuff that I'm absolutely in love with and want everything. And I've just seen her new release and I want everything from it. She does a lot of stenciling through stenciling, and it just looks fantastic. I wish my journals would look like hers now. I'm trying to do this without it looking funny. This one's got the striped measles. Now the stem looks funny. Things just look funny today. I'm going to fix the stem. If I go the other way, we'll go the other way. It's only a bit of paper. What's the worst if I wreck it? It never sees the light of day, or it gets put in the background in my art journal. Pre-COVID, and once our craft shows get up and running again, I spend a lot of time on trains, so I'll often take my little book or even take my stencil and do this sort of drawing on a train. I think I'm liking this one a lot better. and I will sit there and doodle on a train. It's a bit more wobbly. I'm going to try it on this one, so let's try on this one. To fill in the hours. My daughter and I'd go to Melbourne a lot, which is a 2.5 hour train trip, or 2 hours usually, for medical appointments and stuff. And then I travel to Swan Hill a lot to go and do a lot of planning with the other business I work with at the shows. So I'm usually, pre-COVID, I've been on a train a lot. And it's fun to have something to sit there and do than just sit there and not do anything. So I'm just going to, when I'm stamping, if you've just come in new and didn't see me stamp the first one, so this is just an archival ink, just tapping it on the ink pad. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm not looking for an overall coverage. I like how that it is a bit more darker in places and a bit lighter. When you're working with foam stamps, you do need to have contact with the paper for about 30 seconds before you take the foam stamp off, because you just want time for that ink to contact on the paper. I'm just going to see if I can. Obviously didn't get ink there. That's all right. Got a bit of it missing. That's all right. I like this stamp with the openness. We'll join it up. So I'm going to give a little bit of a white border around this just to make it a bit thicker and to make it easier to cut out. So there's lots of ways you can embellish these foam stamps. I could have stamped with paint, got out my jelly plate, which I was thinking about doing, but I get a bit carried away when I get my gel plate out. So I thought, no, I'll just do it by hand today. I could sit here for hours in gel plate. It is so much fun. So just doing some really sketchy lines around. There's a few more techniques I want to try with the foam stamps of getting colour onto my page with the foam stamps, so I'll come on and do those. I'm hoping to keep up the regular Thursday live. It's just Thursday's an interesting day. Today my daughter goes off to her dad, so depending on what time that is, it varies on a Thursday. Depending on what time that is to what time I can jump on and do a live. I don't really want to interrupt my live like I had to the other day. And I can't come on the morning because my friend Hillbilly Scrapping usually comes on and does an update. She wasn't on this morning. But life takes over. I find lately when I plan things, let's do this feather because this feather is really cool. So this is another one of our abstract stamps. So these are the 3 new stamps I released this month, last month. No, we're into November. Last month, October. I don't even know what month it is. This is one of our older designs, but we still do have stock of it. So all our lives are recorded. They will be transferred to our YouTube channel, and I will be doing some videos as well in the upcoming months to release on our YouTube channel as well. Just got to find time. I've been filming a lot for classes and things and just haven't had time to film for other things. So again, just holding the stamp down for a good 20 to 30 seconds, giving that ink time to penetrate into the paper. If you, even with a rubber stamp or a clear stamp like, I'm trying to grab these ones, I tend to hold them down for about 30 seconds anyway, because if you stamp them down too quickly, your ink doesn't have time to grab. And you just want to pick your stamp straight up. Oh, that's a really nice dark leaf. Let's see if I can do a lighter one because I want to put black on it. Didn't want it that dark. Let's tap it really light. These are really new juicy ink pads I got from Hillbilly Scrapping. So they are very new. I'll do some white doodling on this one. It's a bit dark to do the black. Let's not hold it down for as long and see what happens. After I've told you to hold it down for long. Ah, that's better. Oops, let's do another one. So I'm just going to tap it really, really lightly. There's probably residual ink left on the foam stamp from the first couple of times we did it. But we are going to just do it down really quickly and pick it up. Ah, that's better. So I find these lighter ones are a bit easier to doodle over. We're just going to give this a quick blast with the heat tool. Apparently not, because it's not plugged in. Let's give it a good old wave then. So I'll go with this lighter one first because it will be dry, and I don't want to wreck my new pen I just got. That one we'll leave for a minute because it is a bit wet. So I'm just going to go around this one and give it a bit of a sketchy border. And then we're just going to sketch in each of the white holes. When adding your drawing to it, you're sort of making the shape your own, and every embellishment you make is different depending on how many lines. Yes, I could trace around it with one line. Personally, I like the multiple lines. It just depends. Sometimes I do one line. It depends what mood I'm in. Today I'm just in the mood for scribbling. Turn my brain off and not think about it. Now we'll see if, is this one dry enough? We'll do this one and then we'll do that one with white. So this one I might do a bit more, not so sketchy. Sort of still sketchy, but not so many lines around it. Just to make it a little different. Whoops. Trying to trace over my lines. Well, not be as scribbly on this one. Not working so well. This is also great to do in front of the television, or when you're watching sport, or when you just want to do something but you don't feel like making a whole page. I often do that in my art journaling. I will want to do something, but I don't really want to do a whole page, or I don't want to think a lot, or I don't want to think a lot. That's a lot of my art journaling. So I'll just sit down and make stuff, and it's great to have a little stash there to then use when you want to. And I find when I sit down and art journal, I will make more projects if I've got cut stuff pre-cut. Okay, time to end the live if I can't talk. That's all right. We'll embellish this one, and then I think that might be me for the day. Let's go around it and back and then do some dots on it in white. That would look really cool. So I don't mind that it's not stamped perfect. Like the foam stamps aren't going to give you a perfect stamp every time. Sometimes there's imperfections in the way you apply your ink. Sometimes you don't apply it in a complete way. But that sort of adds to the handmade effect. And I've sort of made the design so they look sort of hand cut. So they're not perfect. There might be slight imperfections in the way it stamps, but I like that. If I want a commercial made stamp, I'll go and buy a clear rubber one, which will stamp perfect every time, and I can put it in my Tim Holtz stamp press. But I find the foam stamps are more sort of give that hand stamped or hand carved impression. So I'm just drawing around the white bits, and then I'm going to bring my white Signo Broad gel pen in and do some dots on the dark bit just to lighten it up a bit. So I'm going to see how this works over the ink. It's going over the ink okay. Sometimes this white gel pen, and I have a love-hate relationship with white gel pens. I kill too many of them because I'm so impatient and usually go over wet ink and wet paint. And I find sometimes they're not as opaque as I'd like them to be. I'm sort of just drawing squiggly dots. This leaf has got the measles. Actually liking how the dots are coming up. So sometimes it doesn't take much to actually embellish a stamped image. Like these haven't taken long at all, but you've got some really unique excuse me, really unique little embellishments to use. So see how that's transformed, so it's so different to this one. So even if I use these three on the same project, they're looking slightly different. I could actually go and put black This one's probably not the best pen because it's quite thick, but let's just lightly give this one the black measles. So this one's a double-ended marker from Kmart. It's a permanent marker, which is really cool. And I'm just pressing ever so lightly because it's like a felt tip. I like to sometimes use alcohol markers as well because they are permanent. So if I go and do something over the top of this, or if I don't like the white in the middle, I could go and put a watercolor wash over the top, and all this work that I put into it will still stay around. So I'm just wanting to, and they're going to be quite subtle on the blue because I'm not pressing really hard. Just draw over my finger. That's always good. So we've got this one here with the white dots, this one here with the black dots. It's a bit hard to see with the light. I know you can see that. So I think that's about all for me today. My voice is getting really croaky and you don't want to listen to me when I croak with my voice. I've been up way too many hours, seeing way too many of the early morning hours to have a good sounding voice. So congratulations to all our winners. I will go and message you now with your code so you can go shopping if you wish. If not, you can save your vouchers for whenever you like. They do not have an expiry date. If you do happen to lose your codes, they are saved on my website, so you can just email me and go, I lost my code, can I have it again? And I'll go, yes. What else was I going to say? So yeah, just in for anyone that's just joined us, our website has got a lot of things out of stock or missing at the moment, taken off. That's because my lovely laser machine is going in for maintenance/repairs next week. If it's going in for repairs, it means a part from America, and with COVID, God knows how long it's going to take to arrive. So everything you see on the website, if you want to purchase anything from us in the meantime, is cut and ready to go in stock. And there's a few new bits and pieces I have to load over the next couple of weeks as well. Just got to find those hours in the day. Thank you very much for watching and joining me today. I'm hoping to keep up the regular Thursday live. Some days it will just be a play around with some of our products. Some days it might be a full art journal page. It might be a scrapbook page. It might be a card. I'll try to put up with some notice the time or what project we're doing, but to be honest, I didn't know I was doing this until 10 minutes before the live. It's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm not good at organising things. I knew I wanted to play foam stamps today and stencils though. I think that's all I had to say. Yes, I will see you hopefully next Thursday, unless something happens that keeps me away from the lives. But do like us on or follow us on the Facebook page, and you'll get all our notifications and all our notifications when we're going live, when we put up videos on YouTube, and some exciting things we've got planned in 2021. It's got to be a better year than this year. Thank you very much for joining me today. And I'd love to see some of your creations if you do some of this sort of work. And if I turn these into something, I will post a picture on the Facebook page to show you. Bye for now. Have a great day, everyone. We'll catch you soon. Bye.